When your cat buries their face into your worn hoodie left on the couch, do you actually know what's happening in that moment? You probably assume it's just a quirky cat thing. Maybe you think it's cute. Maybe you've never given it a second thought. Almost nobody realizes that this single behavior is one of the most profound acts of need your cat will ever show you. And most owners, without knowing it, are breaking the one invisible line of protection their cat is trying to maintain every single day. Here's what's really going on, and by the time we get to the last part of this video, the way you see your cat's relationship with your scent will never be the same again. Your cat's nose processes the world in a way that's almost impossible for us to fully grasp. Their sense of smell is 14 times more powerful than ours. 14 times. That means when you walk into a room, your cat doesn't just smell you. They're reading an entire story written in your scent. Your stress, levels, your mood, whether you've been around other animals, whether something's different. It's all there, and they're absorbing every detail. But here's where science and something much older start to speak the same language. Researchers at the University of Sussex documented something remarkable when studying the cortisol levels, that's the stress hormone, in cats during periods of owner absence. The presence of the owner's scent, even without the owner physically being there, produced measurable reductions in stress markers. The cat's nervous system literally responded to the smell as if it were responding to the owner themselves. What the researchers called olfactory anchoring and stress regulation. People who've worked with animals at a spiritual level for centuries have called something else entirely, an energetic tether, a thread that keeps the soul connected across distance. Think about that. Your scent isn't just comforting to your cat. According to the data, it's physiologically protective. It changes their body chemistry. It tells their entire nervous system, the person I'm bonded to is still here. I'm not alone. The space is still held. And this matters because of what behavioral scientist John Bradshaw discovered after years of studying domestic cats. His research revealed something that shocked a lot of people. Cats don't actually see us the way dogs do. Dogs understand we're a different species. Cats don't make that distinction. They treat us with the exact same social codes they use with other cats. The same scent marking, the same grooming behaviors, the same proximity signals. To your cat, you're not their owner. You're their family. Their kind. Their person, in the deepest, most biological sense of that word. So when you leave for work in the morning, your cat isn't just experiencing your absence the way you might imagine. They're experiencing the disappearance of the center of their social world. And the scent you leave behind, that's not a comfort object. That's the closest thing to you they have access to. It's the echo of your presence holding the space until you return. Now let's talk about what's actually happening when your cat does this, because the behavior itself gets misread constantly. You leave a worn shirt on the chair. Your cat finds it within minutes. They press their face into it. Sometimes they knead it. Sometimes they curl up directly on top of it, tucking their nose right into the fabric. And what do most people think? Oh, they just like the warmth. Or, that's just a cat thing. What's actually happening is closer to this. Your cat is rebuilding the energetic signature of the space. The scent is acting as an anchor, a point of reference that says this is still a safe place, even though my person isn't here. Without that anchor, the space feels energetically unstable to them. Unfamiliar frequencies move in, not in a dramatic or scary way, but in the quiet, persistent way that anxiety builds in any creature whose nervous system is wired for connection and then suddenly feels disconnected. Some spiritual traditions would say the house carries what you carry: your energy, your calm, your protection. It lives in the objects you touch, the spaces you inhabit, the air you breathe into. Your clothing is one of the most concentrated carriers of that. It holds your warmth, your rhythm, your frequency. And your cat knows this not because they're mystical, but because their biology is so finely tuned that they're picking up on things we genuinely can't detect. When you leave without giving your cat access to your scent, you're not just leaving. You're taking the protective field with you. And your cat spends however many hours you're gone trying to manage that absence. And if you think that's a lot to sit with, wait until we get to what happens when you do it right. Because what your cat does in response is one of the most vulnerable and profound things they're capable of. If this is making you rethink how you treat your cat, hit like and subscribe so we can help more cat owners understand what their cat is actually trying to tell them every single day. Here's what most owners completely misunderstand. The moment your cat curls up on your clothing and finally relaxes, fully relaxes, body loose, breathing slow, eyes half closed, they're not just comfortable. They've made a decision. They've decided that the space is safe, that the energy is held, that they can lower every instinctive guard they have and actually rest. Cats don't do that easily. They're prey animals at a neurological level, even if they've never seen a predator in their life. Their nervous systems are built to stay alert, to monitor, to check. True rest, the kind where they let their guard completely down, only happens when they feel genuinely secure. Your scent creates that security in your absence. It tells them, at a frequency they can actually read, that you're still woven into the space. That protection is still present, that nothing has come to fill the void you left. And here's the part that tends to hit people hard. Some cats will find your clothing on their own and carry it somewhere, move it to a corner, drag it to their bed, bring it to a spot near the door. They're not being weird. They're doing the energetic equivalent of setting up a watch post. They're placing your protective marker at a point of entry, saying this space is claimed, this human is mine, nothing gets through here. That's not a quirk. That's devotion expressed through the only language they have. The fix is incredibly simple, and it costs you nothing. Before you leave for work, before you grab your keys and head out, take one piece of worn clothing, a shirt you slept in, a hoodie you wore yesterday, a sweater that's been on your body for a few hours. Don't wash it first. The washing is exactly what removes the thing your cat needs most. Place it on their favorite spot, their bed, their chair, the couch cushion they always claim. Put it there intentionally, not tossed aside, placed. If you want to take it a step further, spend 30 seconds sitting with your cat before you leave. Let them come to you. Let them press against your hand or your leg. You're essentially charging the object with a fresh signal. Then leave it for them. When you get home, watch what your cat does. Watch whether they come to greet you faster. Watch whether their body language when they're on that clothing is different from when they're resting anywhere else. You'll see it. It's subtle, but it's real. And if your cat slow blinks at you when you walk back through that door, blink back. 3 slow, soft blinks. That's them telling you the space held. That's them saying you did it right. That's them confirming that the thread between you never actually broke while you were gone. Your scent is not a small thing to them, it's the whole world. Ah,